In the last video we reviewed a little bit about what exponents are. Now we're going to start talking about how to do different arithmetic. First thing, of course, recall, we cannot simplify addition or subtraction of things with exponents. It's just not possible because they're not like terms. So let's transition on to multiplying things that have exponents. Now we're going to begin with the numerical examples, but our main goal is to deal with variables. But we're going to look at a numerical example first to kind of see how this multiplying exponents comes together. So consider the multiplication problem 2 to the 5th times 2 to the 3rd. Now recalling our order of operations, we take and raise stuff to a power first before we do multiplication. And so we can do 2 to the 5th, 2 times itself 5 times, and that would give us 32. 2 to the 3rd, 2 times itself 3 times, that would give us 8. And then we can do 32 times 8, and we get 256. Now that's fine for something like a 2, where it's a number that we can actually raise to a power. But what if that was a variable and I couldn't do that thing to the 5th power? Because I don't know what it is. So another way to think of this problem where we have things with exponents and we're multiplying is to write it out. So I can write that out as 2 times 2 times 2 5 times. That's what 2 to the 5th means. And then I can take the 2 to the 3rd and write it as 2 times 2 times 2 3 times. Because that's what 2 to the 3rd means. And then realize that I actually have here a 2 multiplied out 8 times, or 2 to the 8th. And if you were to compute 2 to the 8th, either by hand or on a calculator, then you would get 256. So in the case of the 2 to the 5th times 2 to the 3rd, we would just go ahead and do it this way. There's no reason for us to not just work it out and get an answer. But what we're leading towards is, well, what if it's something we can't simplify? What if it's something we can't simplify? Like, for example, a to the 7th times a to the 4th. I can't simplify a to the 7th down to a number because I don't know what a is. Same thing with a to the 4th. But what we can do is we can write out a to the 7th as a times a 7 times. So we have 7 of those. And then we can multiply that times a to the 4th, which would be 4 more a's. And then altogether we have 7 a's and 4 a's would give us 11 a's. Would give us 11 a's. Okay, we would get 11 a's. Let's consider another example here. This time I really don't want to write out b 23 times, and I doubt you do as well. And neither do I want to write b out 15 times. But understanding what just happened in the last two problems, we can kind of get a feel for what's happening. If I did write it out, I'd have b 23 times and then b 15 times. So overall, I would have b 23 plus 15 38 times. I'd have it written out 38 times. And so b to the 23rd times b to the 15th is equal to b to the 38th power. Okay, so we'll continue with this in our next video as we look at some more examples of working with exponents. We're going to kind of generalize this multiplication formula.